Hello and welcome. Yeah, I've got to get into the habit with this, especially if we run in with this. Like if we buy something new, because you could get a message straight away, and it's one of those things that I did switch this on. I've got it all down. Oh, okay. I didn't realise I was doing that, but okay then. Right. So now, yeah, this is. I do apologise. Obviously, there's a certain amount of stuff that you're not really sure. As in, like, you're in habits. I always find you're in habits of, like, doing your normal Let's Plays, and then you come on something like this and you set yourself a set of rules. It's a bit like yesterday when I had to stop myself because I was going to go down the shop, as you do. I was going to buy things. I was like, hang on a minute. I thought you weren't allowing that. It's true, we're not. So then, we need to... Oh, no, this is the right one. It is. That's where you take it out, so this has got to be where you put it in. I thought. Let's also switch the zone markers off again. Yeah, because obviously it is true. We don't want to be... zone markers, general. Yeah, we don't want to be, like, missing anything down at the sales. And it's true, even when you're in these menus, I'm not sure if you can miss, like, the things to saying something. I am really still a little bit thinking about that. And that is that it's little, though. We want a big... Yeah, having used these, that's what I was trying to sort of say about these. I extensively used that kind of thing. I suppose when we make a lot of money, if we make a lot of money, we might well be able to, like, afford brand new, not brand new, because we can't do that. Yeah, it's the only limitation in a way. Obviously, the stipulation we've got is it's sort of, oh, my life, that is a little bit awful. We might need to do a ramp, I think. So I'm going to go into a time lapse though, because we ought to switch things on though, I would have thought, because we have got some wood chips as well. We need to be sticking the stone crusher on. And we also need to, like, that to be going distribute, because it needs to be going to the glass me about my glass. Yeah. So it's got some wood chips. It's 4-to-1, so we can do up to about 125, 130 odd tons of sand versus the same amount of wood chips, and we shall produce quite a lot of glass. What is the ratio? Oh, that's quite good actually. It is. Okay, well that's quite good. So that is on, and that is not on because we're not actually doing anything at the minute. We've not brought any wood down because we can't. Yeah, it's true. Now, no, we don't spawn goods. Ask me about my glass. Did we activate it? No, we didn't. Yeah, obviously the sand will come through. So we're going to do as much of this as possible. It doesn't really matter if we're limited. The entire Let's Play is limited sort of by the distribution network, and so therefore, truthfully, it is... Oh, okay. Oh, no. It is what it is. So we've got to work with the framework of what we got. We can order new things, but it's still... we need to switch it on, that's all. We should really... I love this. I really enjoy using this a lot. So that should really trickle on quite a lot for a while, and we can just, like, run this straight to there. I think it's 500,000 litres storage on the stone crusher. Oh, no, it's not. It's 1.5 million. Okay. Okay, well, I don't think we'll be filling that anytime soon, but, yeah, we will do the best this we can, because this is the job. And, again, this is what I'm saying. We have limits, and we've got to work within those limits for now. So this is going to take a while, so I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. then, tactics. Yeah, I was thinking we've only got a limited supply of wood chips, and it's 4 or 5 times the amount of the wood chips total that we need the stones. So there's no point in sticking 2 million litres of stones in when we haven't got the wood chips to actually match it. And we've got this limitation of we've got to wait for things to come. So we can't cheat, we've got to play within the but we've also got to be tactical as well. So if we have got all of the stones that we need to make this happen, then we would go through till tomorrow, because there's no point in like grabbing that monstrous pile. Well, I don't think we could fit it in anyway, but what I mean is there's no point in doing that because we can't match it. It's got to be matched. So we can't really do that on this. We can only sort of like, so we really need to be looking and seeing. Yeah, we need to be seeing how much glass can be about it. So we would, so yeah, let's wait until we actually stick it all in, and then we can actually have a proper thing of how much exactly we've got in and how much exactly we need to do. So 82,000. If we're going to do 5 times, that's 400 odd thousand litres of sand, obviously, but the stone crusher. Now I need to look at the ratio of this. It actually, you lose about a quarter. So that means we want 500,000 litres of stones to make that amount of sand. So need to do double what we've done, which isn't going to take us very long. But let's get this done. I'm going to go back into a time lapse, but I thought it's only, yeah, let's just, you know, like talk about this. There's got to be tactics on this, and it's no good just like, oh, let's shift the whole lot. Well, there's no point. We can only make so much of our product. And I like this because it sort of brings home the fact that everything's about finiteness, like as in how big your trailer is, how powerful your engine is. All of these type of things have a factor and an influence on the Let's Play. And also selling your equipment too early. I mean, the wood, it is true, but we also, the other thing we do need to do is grab something like a telehandler, which I don't think we have done yet. Well, there are the natural sales as well, but no, I suppose it's true. I've got to be honest, I'm not sure if we're doing auto load or not. I'm not sure if auto load would cope with the wooden bits on the back, or whether it wouldn't. I've never tried it, so we didn't order a auto load trailer, and I'm not sure how. I tried my best not to do that, but again, there's a certain bit as an I would like a sort of a bit of fluidity to this Let's Play. And I think the only way you can do that, which is what I sort of did in Reserve Forest for the first time in ever, I did do auto loading with the wood. So I'm not sure whether to sort of follow suit again in the same way for the same reasons. So yeah, I'm sort of deliberating on whether that is the way to go. Again, would like to hear from yourselves. Yeah, what you think we should do, or because I am all ears. So yeah, I'm going to go into a bit of a time lapse. So we need to be sticking 500,000 litres in total into that. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. So I think that makes the last load. I thought I'd sooner like err on the side of caution and go a little bit more rather than less. So yeah, over 500,000 litres. And we've literally got everything going. So it'd be interesting to see how much of this it actually does by morning. And we can see it is gradually filling up, which is quite... yeah, and I mean that shows how much storage there is. I presume it's... Or does it only show a little bit? Or does it show sand in one? It's true. It is, yeah. Well, the thing is we won't really know, because if we're distributing it, we're not going to see it. It's going to whisk straight to the glass about my glass factory. I do quite like that. That is really very witty. Right, so then, it's 12 o'clock. Halfway through the month of August, if you're going to look at it properly, as we should be. Let's just drop that. No, I'm not sure we can actually grab that, so let's just leave that and just move that a little bit further forward. I thought I am a terror for nudging things and pushing things rather than doing things properly. I am apologise. Yeah, it's the weight of the stones is making it like lean. Should last quite a while, I would imagine, with how much stone there is. Well, with how much we've shifted and how much there is left, I think there's rather a lot there, which is brilliant. And if we did run out, there's another monstrous pile somewhere else. So then, let's just check. So I'm still umming and ahhing about that, because I do frequently say this about there are certain things. I am wondering also about the low boy. I'm not a massive fan of its shape, but it's big. And if we're lugging stuff around, it's almost an unbeatable price. Have we ordered... Well, it's still not going to hurt, so I think we will. And we're going to get some things in the sales anyway, but it's true, that's 60% off. That is almost at the price you'd actually pay. And it does come with the... So we may or may not do it, but it's some things are just too good to miss, I think. So we've done all of the wood chips. We can't obviously, well, no, we can't. That kind of field, you can't buy the data unless, oh no, it is a real field. Yeah, no, we could actually, it's true. Oh wow, definitely for 350. Amazing. So we do need to fertilise the land, and we haven't got any equipment to do that. So let's go through till tomorrow, till September. We've done everything that we should be doing, but we do want to be going through till 9 o'clock. Yeah, no, I'm intrigued to see how much we actually produce in the morning of everything we need to produce. Yeah, this is, I do quite like this. It's a very interesting... It's got tinges of other Let's Plays that I've known, and yet a unique spin on it. And the thing that I found that broke, was it Rogue River Valley? Beautiful, fantastic idea. It was just made too good, as in like it was too easy to make a lot of money if you grasp the basic concepts. And I hammered it in like a couple of sessions, and I thought, oh no, it's taken the challenge off of it, really. Right, oh, so we can obviously buy and sell things. Now we do need a baler. We could also probably do with another trailer, but really a bit bigger than that. That big? No, we've not got the horsepower to shift that. It's a monster. A 6-meter header. Oh, now I know it doesn't match, but it is 50% off and it is still very good. And we have a baler too. And it's also G866 So it looks like we're going into square bales. So I think we'll keep that for ourselves. We're going to do a little bit. Yeah, I'm only going to allow, I know at the minute we've got a fortune, but it's not going to stay like that for long, is it? Let's be honest. So let's just make sure. I don't think I've... Yeah, now I've said no store deliveries, and I do mean that. Apart from after a session when I'm going to shift something from one end to the other. Or do I even... Do we sort of ban that completely? I am game. I really sort of do think I could live without it. It's sort of... on a map like this, I accentuates, I think. There was a couple of other maps I did, and it's weird. You sort of realise how much you use store deliveries, or how much I use store deliveries, such a lot. It is true. Now, yeah, oh, I've got a round bale shifter. It's true, actually. That's highly appropriate. Right, so we're going to grab you. It is actually, isn't it? That would be, I think we'll sell. Yeah, we will. We're looking for a round baler. Yeah, it's true. It's no point in going for a square, is there, when you've got a round equipment, really. So, yeah, we'll definitely sell it. It's a shame, because it is a baler. Yeah, I was wondering about little tools. Do we include that too? Now, that we're going to need our tractor to shift that. Yeah, there's no way that little... Well, there is. It would take a long time to do. I know we can actually buy all of this pretty much at the minute. Yeah, so we can only buy from sales, or... Do we go loose for a bit? It's not a bad... It is a biggie, isn't it? 250 horsepower for 50-odd thousand litres. We could keep it for a while. No, we want that for ourselves. I'm not sure about the yellow, but right, okay, this is good. Yeah, we really do need to grab our tractor. Yeah, distance really does matter on this, I think. Yeah, so we need... Because although I think it could just about... Oh, that's a part. Yeah, how well did we do on our sandwich? Should have gone to the glass. Give me about my glass. Ooh, 3,000 out of 30,000 litres. So, yeah, it's 3,000 litres. Hang on a minute. It's taken all... Oh, no, 1,000 wood chips, yeah. Surely not. But we had 80,000 litres. It would take 500,000 litres to do that. We should have 400,000 litres of... Well, certainly not 3,000. So it looks to me very much like something has gone wrong. Unless my mathematics are totally terrible. I don't think even mine are that bad. Yeah, we had 80-something thousand litres, at least 80,000 something litres. So that means 500,000 litres of... That's got rid of 4,000. So it's got rid of... That's not right, is it? Okay. The one thing I am going to say is it's brand spanking new. It's only literally a few days old. It's fairly obvious that it has gone wrong. So, yeah, that was a very expensive set of glass. Very expensive set of glass that's cost us a fortune. Like 400,000 litres of stone went in to make the sand, which went to make into that little bit of glass. So somehow I think that, yeah, somehow I think that it's gone wrong. I mean, I know it's worth quite a bit, but it's not worth that much. That's hilarious. Oh, you've got to see the funny side. Yeah, that is a bit terrible. Yeah, so we've been swizzed, I think. Yeah, we should have lasted an awful lot longer than that. That is tremendous. Yeah, I think the ratios are a tad wrong, shall we say. So... Here was me thinking about making a fortune with the glass. Well, not at the present ratio. We're not going to. That's our glass run done. So that's about 100,000. You've got to laugh, haven't you? That is just so hilariously bad. It really is. It's terrible, shocking. But you've got to laugh. It's true. Oh my life. Oh, yeah. Once you activate this trigger, save and reload this save for the physical NPCs to disappear from the map or bring them back. Right, so yeah, we can switch them on and off at our will. Brilliant. So we're keeping this. We've now got a complete mower set. Well, my dream of, like, becoming a glass maker that Yeah, we're going to earn a fortune, so we're going to leave this for a little while so that we could... Yeah, it's that old saying, it's a very, very old saying in England, and that is, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, i.e., for those who are not English or, you know, like what you're thinking, what is he on about? If you've got something, it's far better than not, than having the promise of something that never arrives. Basically, you could say, paraphrased. Yeah, so it's true. So it's probably, with our present set of rules, it's probably far better to... I am sort of wondering about the walkabout bins are good, but the only nasty thing is with the walkabout bin is it takes 3 fields to turn. It really does need a powerhouse, but this is a powerhouse, so really it does make you wonder, do we keep this as well? It's very limited in what you can stick in it though. Yeah, for wood chips or anything like that, or stone and things like that, it's not much use. It's more grains. Maybe a long way down the line it may be as almost like a bin, and I know it can be in fact, I know it's true, I never looked actually to see what whether it was like invulnerable, invincibility, I can't think of the right word. I can't. Oh, I was talking to a colleague at work earlier saying about how Friday on my words, I just cannot think of my words. It's terrible. So we're keeping a little bit of this. We might about break even and probably, yeah. That was not a bad little number, it wasn't. So, yeah, some of this we're obviously keeping. Baler is the next thing. But I'm looking at it like I normally do. We gained a front mower and we gained the loose. We can grab loose, nearly a 50 tonner. That's not a bad little thing for, like, we've got a complete grass or a complete set that we can actually now mow and pick up, which is not a bad thing. Even if it's not ideal, even if it's not what we want, it gives us an ability to do something that we couldn't do without it. And we could be a year before something else drops to actually do that. So we've lost a little bit, but we've gained a lot more, really. So yes. Well, our glass business is a bit of a bust, that without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that it really is. I'm going to do the maths later, but that's terrible. We lost 400,000, and we can all see that 4,000 should produce. Is it one of those things where there's been loads of mods over the years where there was no thought in like the amount that you'd get, or should I say, yeah, there's a really brilliant mod that I did on one, and I really wanted to, and it looked beautiful. It was, but when I actually worked out the costs of the inputs, it actually far outweighed the cost of the gain that you would get. It was like the modder hadn't done the mathematics, and what you got out at the end was actually worth less. So you were gradually losing money month after month after month. So I took that out quickly. It was a beautiful looking mod, but it really was terrible. Is this similar? Is this... could we manage to stick 400,000 litres? I mean, that's a lot of work for a little tiny bit of gain. Just 12,000 cycles. I think I'm going to do the maths, and we'll come back next session, because that's not really going to... It's not going to cut it, is it? That's terrible. Yeah. So let's just try and work that out a little bit. So 4,000 sand produces 36. So if you're going to say 5,000 produces, I mean, that is a huge loss. It is. Yeah. So much so that I've got to be honest, it's sort of like one of those businesses that you like think, wow, it's worse than Giants. Unless my maths is totally wrong. Well, let's work it out. I mean, I suppose it was time. If we look at it another way, Well, the wood chips is the thing that's got me. That was, I mean, that's an entire field, an entire harvest. That's quite a lot of wood chips, 85,000. If we look at 85, yeah, this is the way I always do it, and it is the right way to do it. If you look at prices and you look at your inputs, now stone is fairly worthless. We know this. So if we looked at stone, which is still, and we did 500,000 litres of stone. Yeah, we know this is worth quite a lot, but not that much. Yeah, in October, next month, it's worth the most. So that's worth 45,000. Wow, that's terrible. This is on normal economy as well. So what we've just done is worth 45,000, and that's our entire harvest of poplars or wood chips that's come from that field. Admittedly not massive. So if we look at stones, we know they're fairly worthless. What I'm trying to say is we've just got a shed load of them. That would be 90 per 1,000 litres. So if we said it was 100 per 1,000 litres, we would have 50,000. Is that right? 500,000 did take away 2 zeros. 500,000, 500,000, 50,000, 5,000. So we would get 5,000 for the stones. Not a lot. And poplars, wood chips, this is going to be, if we waited till the best possible, well, we don't see the price. So it's a little, oh no, it's not. No. It's nearly 1,000 for 1,000. So we would have earned the grand amount of about 85,000 for our wood chips. Instead, we've put lots of effort in, we've put stones in, and we're going to make 45,000. A good business? Not really. It's true. The bottom's fallen out of the glass business. So although those facts probably, I'm gonna work them out, but actually looking at the loss, I had a chat with DTAPGAMING when he first released the bioplastics, and I said you need to up reduce the losses, otherwise your inputs are going to like far outweigh. You're not going to make any profits. He didn't do it as much as I would do it, but you do still make profits on it now, and it's quite good. But what I'm saying is, you've got to pay attention. This modder has fallen by the wayside on a terrible factory that's probably is really worse than Giants, and that is saying something, because he's not done his maths. Yeah, that's terrible. Well, I mean, we've just looked at it. It's not me making it up. And also the cycles, it is huge loss. When I think about it, it's 5,000. If it was 5,000 becomes 500, which it is nowhere near that, that's a tenth. So this is losing 100th. That's too big a loss. We're making such a poxy amount that, like, the business, I'd sooner sell a factory. It's just so terrible. So, yeah, we really want to be like selling the factory. It is true, yeah. It's worth far more to us as that than it is. Is there anything I'm missing though? As in, yeah, this is the trouble with impatience. Does it do something else that you're not aware of? I mean, is it needed for some of these other things? Because some of these processes were quite good. Yeah, no, it's true. No, we are right. Yeah, max value 45,000, as we said. So we'd make double for selling our wood chips. We would have made double that without buying a huge business that's cost us a fortune. And we're obviously like doing it well. We bought two businesses. We bought the stone crusher to produce the sand to go into the glass factory. So you've got to ask yourself, like, that's a huge amount. So I'm sort of thinking that another third party would be the best way to go. Now that's not a bad business. Because this is a Giants one, and I've got to be honest, this was the one business that Giants did that started to impress me, and I thought, well, actually, for once, Giants have done a good set of things. Nearly all of the things that Silver on were good little money spinners in comparison to the Rammel the giants have done over the years, where the maths, again, like this modder, don't add up. It's you're losing cash hand over fist. So really, all things considered, if we can, we want to pull out of this business because it's like terrible. Right, so then, yeah, it's true. It is. It's no good like pulling your punches and like when you can see. I mean, I didn't look at the amounts. It was only when what happened that I like thought, oh my life. Yeah, I'd sooner lose 70 odd grand. No, and sell. Yeah. Okay. Should we have done that? Yeah, I think so. Truthfully, I'd sooner go Empro Loop. I'm not sure about Empro Loops. I've not looked at it, the maths. But it was decent in FS22. I can't see him all of a sudden like having an aberration and not working right. So that is a bit of a shame, a bit of a downer. So it looks like it's all about the forestry. It is. Now I'd like to do the metal. But again, we really now, I suppose, what we ought to do is, let's save the game. Let's stick it down and let's do a bit of raw mathematics, because this is not going to work if, like, in fact, let's dive down to the other end where our businesses are, because we've now suddenly got rather a lot of space. It's true. Oh, no, that's not what we want. Right, okay then. So we now have a lot of space. Well, we didn't have very much, but we've got a lot of damage to our ground. Right, so then, now let's take this seriously. And let's have a look, and let's do some maths before we, like... Yeah, so we've saved the game. Did I save the game after I'd sold? I think so. So we have the grain mill, tailor shop, grain mill, carpentry, stone crusher... sawmill, rope maker, cooper, preserved food factory, potato, cement. Okay. Maybe you've got to buy. There's only the one on the map, as in a bit like Silverrum, where you can't. Grape. That's Chen Ben's, I think. No, this is all the Wamspville. So the oil mill is from here. Screen factory. Glass, move out my glass. No, thank you. I don't want to ask any more. Smeltery. Right, so again, wood chips. Right, let's stick it down and let's see. It's perfectly flat, so we're not going to do any damage. We'll literally put it down, and we shouldn't lose anything if we like. Well, this is testing, so I don't mind. It's now pure maths. So, I'm really gutted. I really am. Coil, sheet metal, iron pipes, which we've got a little bit of iron pipes already. So 200 iron ore and 1,000 wood chips produces 44.5. It's a quarter, almost a quarter. Yeah, that is an awful. I mean, because the one thing we don't understand is actually how, with the iron, yeah, like how hard it is to mine. We don't understand that, so we can't sort of understand. Recipe coil. So again, a loss of, it's almost 10 times loss, almost. So let's have a look at how much you would get from the actual sale of these items, as to like whether they're, so iron pipes, because that is like a lot of loss to make a little bit. So iron pipes, not particularly lucrative. And this is obviously, I'm not used to seeing these high amounts, because this is normal economy. So on a hard economy, that would be terrible. Iron spikes, even worse. Iron ore, I've got to be honest, I think if you did your maths, if you're losing 10 times the amount. That means if I sell 1,000 litres, I'm going to be getting 1,870 for selling iron. If I'm right, I'm going to get 3,708 from that. But the losses, yeah, you've got to bear in mind that the losses that you get of the iron ore to get the iron pipes, although it's twice as much, your loss is 10 times that amount. So there was another one like this on another map where, again, Rogue River Valley was the other way. It was really, but I mean, I'd sooner this is quite. So that's a quarter loss, and just say you're throwing away the wood chips, a quarter. Yeah, and that's actually half. So that isn't as bad, actually. You're about breaking even with the iron spikes then, which is not really a good way to go into any business. Your iron pipes is a quarter. So that's actually quite bad. But which one of these is worth quite a bit more than the other? So iron pipes. Yeah, so the iron spikes was not worth as much as the iron pipes. The iron pipes has got the terrible loss. The iron spikes is only losing half. So really, it's pretty much of a muchness. But due to your losses, there's not a really lot in it. You're at your best, I'd say your iron spikes were probably better due to the fact you're not losing as much as your iron spikes. Yeah. So not... It's definitely better than the one we've just... Because that was 10 times. You were losing 90% to actually do that. So we now own an awful lot of stones. We may go Emperor Loop, which I think we've actually already got. So we need to be looking for Emperor Loops, which is the Universal Crusher. Again, I've not put this down, so really it's not a bad sort of thing to do. Let's stick that. We've now got a shed load of room. I'd like to go as close to that as possible. Let's go down. And where do we need to... So you take it out at that end, but you dump it in at that end. Ooh. Do you know, I'll never get used to this. It's just... We've got to soften or we'll destroy... Oh! I did know that. Why did I do that? I did know that if you soften, you destroy wood chips and everything. Why did I do that? I got in my head that only level destroyed. So we've just done that entire section there and destroyed it. Right, so that's only half of the business. 75,000. Let's have a look at the maths. Oh, no, not in that way. Let's... No, we do need to... Yeah, but with any business, it does make sense, because some are really disappointing and some are really fantastic. And so Universal Crusher. Yeah, we're going to sell the smeltery straight away. It's not... Well, let's just see if we're going to lose... Did we? No, that's exactly what we paid for it. Yeah, so smeltery is gone. Not saying that's not as bad. It really is not that you should ever say something is bad, but what I mean is it's not particularly good. If this was on hard economy, I'd be weeping in my boots right now. So cement factory, rope maker, cooper, sawmill, stone crusher, carpentry, grain mill, tailor shop, grain mill, cereal, sugar, oil, dairy, oil, dairy, ice cream, spinnery, speltery, spinnery. I think it's about 100 grand, I think. It might be more. Sawmill, bakery. I apologise for this, but I've not looked at it. It's a not long draw. Here we go. Universal Crusher mod. Stones, bioplastics, silicon limited. Right, so it is big. So we could stick this on the Glask About Me section where that was, if its skirt is not too big, which it looks like it's Ah, so that probably isn't the road. We should be able to V-mode it. I'm just trying to look for all of the bits and bobs we need. Why don't we stick it on there? We can get around safely around everything like that. Right, let's have a bit look at the maths on these two then as a business, because we did save it. If we don't like any of this, we can get short. So universal crusher. If you're going to do sandbag filling, now I presume stones are just stones. So stones, 50 sand produces 30. Now this weighs straight, so this is no loss. But you are losing things to make finer sand and quartz sand. But if I remember rightly, it's so a tenth is quartz sand, which if you look at the Silicon Limited, it's, I believe, your quartz sand, which if you look at your gold production, 1,000 gold ore produces 1 gold. Yeah, and I remember this. I used my, a sell point and it didn't understand. It did 1 gold and I got robbed of millions. So it really is a good idea, unless it's been changed, to actually use the Emperor Loop sell point, because the game is used to 1,000. So yeah. So 10 quartz. Oh, so it is actually, you do gain from it. So that's not too terrible. You see, this is looking better already. 100 copper ore produces 20 copper, and 1,000 gold ore produces 1 gold. Now, obviously, if we look at the Universal Crusher, it's not making a lot of the bigger ones, which you wouldn't expect it. It's hard graft. Even making gold and all the rest of it, it's not like, like super duper. So copper, 100 copper ore produces 20 copper. So how much of this does this produce from like everything? So if we stick, what do we need? 50 stones, 30 water produces iron ore, stones, gravel, and sand. If we do lime, gravel, sand, ore production, 50 stones produces copper, gold. So that's the one that we're really interested in, really. Industrial sand, 50 sand produces that. Which, do we need the quartz sand for one of those? No. No, gold or copper or 25 stones. So you then put your stones into a second process. You get half of it back and you lose all of your water. 25, 35, 37. So you're losing 13, you're losing about a third. That's not too terrible. And this is 20, 40, 50. You're losing, no, not a lot. We said this was straight. You're just gaining the ores and the gravel out. Now I like this. This has been well thought out. Cycles. If you said it was 100, it would be 5,000 liters. But you're doing that to get that. So this is your end product. This is what you need to multiply. So if you'd get 100 times that, which is 500 iron ore, 2,000 stones, 2,000 gravel, 500 sand. So if you then look at your wood chips, wood produces 490 wood chips. Now again, that's not a bad recipe. Yeah, it's not. But I mean, we have got this and this. Even if it's based upon, yeah, you're not losing a lot for that. That's good. And these are good prices. If we look at the costs on these, they are really good. So if we just look quickly before I literally do, close down the session, we should, I think we might keep what we've done. Planks, 2.5, planks along 3.5. I think the one that was really interesting was the prefab wall. But again, I can't remember what it takes to make it. A quartz sand, not particularly good, but it's a waste product. Obviously the gold ore you would expect. So it's 1,000. It's still a business that's going to take a lot of chugging, but you're just throwing stones in every day to make that happen. So to me, we would have a massive pile of stones that we now would need to get shut of, and which is a waste product if it weren't for the Emperor Loop, which does look quite interesting, that I think will make us a bit of cash. Again, it's not going to make us rich overnight, but we've still got 1.2 million. We're still on the road. I am still interested. There are others, I think. Is there anything else? I mean, the metal one wasn't so terrible, but I think we could try it a little bit, because sometimes the maths is not quite as you sort of do it, but it all depends on how. I think we'll do this to start with. We've got a lot of work to do this, and we'll see what we get back after a few months to see, is it as good as a standard business, or is this a bit of a white? And again, it's like JM Gamers, the bioplastics. I was a bit disappointed to begin with, but then actually when I used it more fully, it really did make quite a lot of money. But you've got to be a bit patient, but you were definitely gaining, you weren't losing. So yeah, it was one of those things. So, oh, got red lights on the top of the thing. So we're going to leave it there. Still haven't got any of our things that we've ordered, but we did make quite a lot of cash. And obviously we've sold some of the businesses, and we bought some more businesses. So we'll keep it there. Yeah, for now. We didn't lose anything on the metal one. I'm going to look in editing and try to do the maths properly, because it's always, especially on a Friday night, that my brain is just not at its best. So I think I need the calc, and I'll do a bit of number crunching, and we shall see how accurate that was. But I do know for a fact that the 90% loss was well too much. Well, I could see that just by... I couldn't do the maths, but when I saw what we'd got, I thought, huh? 3,000 litres for 90-odd thousand litres, 85, 90,000 litres, that would have made us almost 83,000. So we lost half of our money just based upon that one thing, and we would have got 5,000 for all of that stone, which is not a lot, but it's still well over 90,000 we would have got, and we actually got 15. Yeah, we've got... I mean, yeah, I know I've realised I've just thrown 15 grand down the Swanee because I was so fit to peak. I wasn't really, no, I never thought. I've done that a few times where you don't think, and you think, oh, Wally, you've just thrown 15 grand down the Swanee. It's true, we have. It's one of those things, but yeah, we've cut our losses. We got out of the business, but I will do the sums, and I'll try and have a conversation next session where we actually go over it. So we're in the month of September. We've done our harvest. I think I am right. Yeah, it was one time in FS22 that I realised that this actually grows again. Yeah, because I didn't realise that. Yeah, it's fantastic. So this is... Oh, no, I think we're on the edge of the field. So these are growing. Now these take 2 years to grow, if I remember right. Or is it? I think it still takes 2 years in between each harvest. So it's a very, very slow. And that's my point. It should be a good little earner, because for how big or small that field is, that would have been 90-odd grand, and we've earned nothing. Now I realise that's my own fault. We'll just class it as a lousy business, and such things do happen in life. So we're now relying on our wood to pull us out of the muck that because we've basically lost a harvest. Well, it does just happen. So yeah, we need to lime and plough. Oh, now ploughing. Oh, that's annoying. It is. It is very, because yeah, although I suppose now would be the time to do it, really. Yeah. Right, anyway, I'm going to say my goodbyes. All that remains to be said is I'm very disappointed in this session. The effort that put in and like what we got out was terrible. I do stand by my guns. It's a shame that the maths was not there, and I should have looked sooner. I've been bit by enough bad businesses that I should know to look, not to trust that everything in the maths is all there and it's all going to work out, because we just saw it doesn't always work out. So yeah, I hope you join my next session where we've been thrown a bit of a curveball. Hopefully the next one we'll do a bit better, hopefully. I mean, we've got 1.2 million, so it's not all bad, but yeah. So all that remains to be said is goodbye for now.